Our top story tonight, well, a day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi's rally in Thrissur in Kerala, BJP and Congress workers clashed at the Maidan where the rally was held, where the clash erupted after Congress workers staged a huge protest against cutting branches of the banyan tree near the Prime Minister's stage. It is believed that the tree holds religious significance and is adjacent to the Vadakkumnathan temple. Well, the BJP has alleged that the Congress, meanwhile, were planning to spray cow dung water on the venue where the Prime Minister addressed a gathering a day before. The argument between the two groups escalated into violent protests and the Kerala police had to intervene and several protesters were detained as well. This has wide-ranging political ramifications in Kerala because remember the BJP is on its huge south push as well. But first, listen in to what the leader of opposition in Kerala and Congress leader V.D. Satishan had to say.
CPM സംഘപരിവാർ ശക്തികൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള ധാരണ ഇപ്പോഴും നിലനിൽക്കുന്നു. അവരുടെ പൊതു ലക്ഷ്യം കേരളത്തിൽ കോൺഗ്രസ് വരരുത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അതൊന്നും കൂടി ഇന്നലത്തെ പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിയോടുകൂടി വ്യക്തമായി. പ്രധാനമന്ത്രി എന്തു പറഞ്ഞാലും കേരളത്തിൽ ബിജെപിക്ക് യാതൊരു പ്രസക്തിയും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. ബിജെപി കഴിഞ്ഞ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പിൽ ചെയ്തതിനേക്കാളും മോശം പെർഫോമൻസ് ആയിരിക്കും ഈ കാര്യത്തിൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അവരുടെ നേതൃത്വത്തോടും വിശ്വാസമില്ല, അവരുടെ ആശയങ്ങളോടും കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾക്ക് വിശ്വാസമില്ല.
So, well, a lot of political messaging there in that protest versus protest, how that played out in Kerala, and that too a day after the Prime Minister's high-stakes visit. What does it really mean? Joining me on the program tonight, I'm being joined by Shama Mohammed, spokesperson of the Congress, and Tom Vadakan, president of the Bharatiya Christian Manch, a national spokesperson of the BJP. Thanks very much, both of you, for joining us on the program this evening. Mr. Vadakan, going across to you first. How do you look at how the protest versus protest played out there in Kerala, that too after the Prime Minister's visit? And an important point here is that the Congress is saying that there was religious significance or some sort of religious value attached to the branches of the banyan tree that were cut and to the banyan tree itself. So how do you take that charge? Because, you know, that is something that sort of narrative building is usually done by the BJP, where, you know, religion is brought into politics. But this time the Congress saying that there was some religious significance attached to it. How do you take that claim? And, you know, would you agree with the Congress that that is something that could have been avoided?
Well, tree pruning is a natural process that happens wherever there is a situation where you remember in Rajiv Gandhi's time, you had a situation where there were tree prunings in Delhi and variety of other places. These decisions are purely taken by security agencies. Whether it happened or did not happen, I am not testifying that it happened for good or for bad. But let me tell you, this is like, you know, finding fault with something. They are jittery. The point here is, after the Christmas meeting of our Honorable Prime Minister in Delhi, there is this kind of a fear complex that has come into the Congress party because they were depending on the Christian and the Muslim vote. Muslim vote, of course, they think they can still manage. But the Christian vote is on slippery grounds because the kind of welcome that the Prime Minister received among the Christian community leaders, the cardinals, the bishops, the laity, the business chiefs. I was present in that meeting and I could see it, I could sense it. It was not political. It was the Prime Minister hosting a Christmas party, which has never happened in the history of free India. A Christmas party in the Prime Minister's residence, this kind of warmth that was received.
Mr. Vadakan, that is a fair point. That's a fair point you're making. But coming back to the banyan tree, because that really is at the center of this controversy, if people there and the Congress particularly is saying that there is some religious significance attached to it, would you at least acknowledge that?
I do not know whether it happened or did not happen. Now, Congress parties can allege anything. Whether the tree was cut before the event or some branches fell off, it's a natural phenomenon. Some of the branches have come down on its own. Now, if you say it was a pruning, which is to be questioned, we will look into it. But the point here is, what is this hullabaloo about? I respect the banyan tree and should not be cut or whatever has happened. But yes, one thing is there. It's such a huge rally that happened. It was the kind of reception that the Prime Minister received. And the side effect is the Congress has gone berserk. Can you believe this?
Let me get in Shama Mohammed at this point. Shama, would you tend to, how would you respond to that claim that Mr. Vadakkan is making there, that, the Congress is perhaps jittery after the kind of response that the Prime Minister received there, and also the Prime Minister's Christmas outreach, that the Congress is looking to pinpoint flaws or rake up, a non-issue, as many would say?
I want to laugh. See, you have to understand, Kerala is the state where there are more than 4,500 shakas for the last 40 years, and they've not been able to get in here, right? And they will never get in here. Now, let me tell you, this particular spokesperson talks about how the Christian outreaches, wow, Christmas party. Manipur, the Christians are dying. Both Christians and Hindus together, more than 200 people have died, right? Many Christians are in camps. 240 Christian churches burned down. 3 days ago, 3 people abducted and killed. Christian women raped, murdered. Where is the Prime Minister of India? He's snorkeling in Lakshadweep. That's what he's doing. If a Prime Minister of India had some sort of love for his people, at least a statement out and saying, I want peace in Manipur, Biren Singh should resign and a new Chief Minister should be there. Visit that state and calm down the people. That's what Prime Ministers and Presidents all over the world do. Christmas party is good, but what happens when your people are dying? And they continue to die. Manipur is still burning. The Prime Minister of India is busy going around the world, snorkeling, laughing, joking. That is what I have to say about the Prime Minister of India. What has happened in Manipur? There are the Christians who are dying there. Oh, let's understand that. Christian church, remember that they burned Bibles, they have burned all these things. They burned Christian churches. And let's not forget gravestones, all right? Let's not forget. And let's also not forget the father who did not get a straw, Stan Swami. He died in prison. Who was behind this? The Bharatiya Janata Party government.
Okay, Shama, I would also like to ask you, before I go back to Mr. Vadakkan, I would also like to ask you, the Congress, in a sense, reaching out to the Hindus, playing this sort of religious card. How do you see that? Because is the Congress trying to counter the Hindutva of the BJP with its own paperback version of it? Because we recently saw Siddaramaiah also making that point about our Hinduism being different from their Hindutva, and here also you have the Congress sort of playing that religious card. Is this a more sort of a political outreach and vote bank politics?
Never. So you understand, Hinduism is Hinduism and Hindutva is something else. Hindutva is divided in two. We believe in Hinduism, we believe in Islam, we believe in Christianity, we believe in Jainism, all of that. Let's understand, when the Sabrimala issue was there, the first person to reach and calm down the people was the KPC's president, Mr. K. Sudhakaran. The CPM was trying to do something else, but we were very clear that in this particular Ayyappa Sabrimala, he's a celibate, and women, according to them, should not go. So we were always for the believers, what the believers wanted. We never play politics or religion. Let's understand that. Oh, one last point.
Right.
The Prime Minister keeps talking about communal issues. Let's understand, in Kerala, there's never been a riot, unlike his Gujarat, where riots have been there on and on. So Muslims, Christians and Hindus have lived peacefully. We don't want Mr. Divide and Rule to come into our state. We will not allow that. Remember that. We have not allowed for the last
point taken.
Also, so we will never allow it.
Point taken, Ms. Mohammed. Thanks very much, both of you, for joining us. But it's pretty unfortunate, that the level of discourse is gone down so much. I mean, you're talking about cow dung spray, and of course, if something holds religious value and if something is significant to a particular religion, that should be respected as well. But certainly, politics sort of going into various areas, meandering into various sort of conversations right ahead of 2024.